video today, I am pedaling my way through Fountain Square, which is Indianapolis, one of its at least, super up and coming, ultra hip, very popular neighborhoods. So we're gonna take a tour, so stay tuned. Hey everybody, I'm Jason Compton. This is Living in Indianapolis. If you want to know everything there is to know about living in Indianapolis, then make sure you hit the subscribe button, tap the little bell, so you're notified every time I do a new video each week. And honestly, I'm helping so many people move to Indianapolis and move within Indianapolis, so if you have questions at all or need help, then be sure that you reach out by calling, texting, emailing, any way you want to get a hold of me. I've got your back whenever you're moving to Indianapolis. So like I said, today I am in Fountain Square, which is one of Indianapolis's 7 cultural districts. And Fountain Square is a place that's been here actually a really long time, but in the past decade or so, it has really become a neighborhood that's up and coming and extremely popular. It's kind of a good place if you're a person or a family and you want to live in the city and you want a house. But you also want some culture, you want some unique shops and restaurants, breweries, things like that really nearby, and you like a little bit of walkability. Fountain Square is a pretty good match for some of that. Now it's located about 1.5 miles or so from downtown Indianapolis proper, so if you're on your bike, easy to actually get there. Be a little bit more of a walk to get out that way, but if you work downtown like at Eli Lilly or maybe Salesforce, you could commute to work on your bike every day, or you could walk every day if you like. Just know that it's about 1.5 miles or close to 2 miles or so. So not too bad on a really good day or during the nice seasons like spring, summer, fall, but could be a little bit rough in the winter. So Fountain Square, it has been here a while, and a long time ago in the 1800s, this actually used to be an apple orchard, but as Indianapolis grew, they tore down all the trees and then started to build houses here. So it was one of the first neighborhoods off of downtown Indianapolis. So incredible amount of history here, and certainly a lot of maturity. Now, Fountain Square, it's had its share of problems over the decades, and it definitely had its biggest problem whenever I-65 was built through Indianapolis in the 70s. And I-65, it kind of cut Fountain Square off from downtown, made it a little bit more difficult to get to. And so it saw a pretty good decline after that. But recently, like I said, in the last 10 years or so, it's seen a pretty big revitalization. And you can get some brand new homes in this particular area. You can also get very old homes that have been renovated, and actually this is one of the places in the downtown area where you can still find a reasonable deal. Although, you know, if you're looking for something under $300,000, it's probably going to need a lot of work, but that's kind of the deal here in Fountain Square. But you can spend upwards of $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, $800,000 for a newly renovated home or a brand new home where they've gone in and just leveled the existing one and then built a brand new one right there on that particular lot. So you see a lot of infill development in here, which means just it's an efficient way of building homes and expanding a neighborhood because the infrastructure, like the roads, this guy here driving his truck on, really all established. And it's a way to build the tax base, increase the tax base a little bit without having to pour a ton of money into a particular neighborhood. And of course it gets its name from the fountains that you see in Fountain Square. But there is a ton of stuff to do down here. Lots of really quirky shops. There's several places where you can see live music. We're absolutely super popular with some of the bands that come through here, like the Hi-Fi and Radio. You get really unique breweries and restaurants, and just a pretty cool artsy vibe.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now the public transport system in Indianapolis is not fantastic. So for a big city, There's a lot to be improved on there, but the Indianapolis Red Line, which is actually opened in 2019, so not all that long ago, actually connects to Fountain Square, and it goes up to Broad Ripple, which is another cultural district to the north, and it's one of the ways that you can get downtown or to some of the other cultural districts if you live in a place like this, and let's say you're a family and you only have one car or no car at all. You know, it's definitely one of the places where you could potentially get away with not having a car, or very, very few, as compared to the, let's say, the suburbs, where if you're a family of 4 or 5, you're probably going to need at least a couple of cars in order to get around, because your public transport out there is non-existent. But other than the Indy Red Line, which does connect Fountain Square to downtown and some of the other districts, the cultural trail runs through here, and so you can get to a number of different places by using that, either on your bike or walking, running, you know, whatever it is that you want to do. But it's a really cool trail that gives a great connection between some of these neighborhoods. Now, one of the things I like is it has a lot of old trees. It's established. So you can get a brand new, super contemporary, modern house with, yeah, old trees. So some of those homes, what you're gonna find here, you can find 2 and 3 bedroom homes, 2,000 square feet, maybe up to 3,000 square feet, but a lot of them are going to be pretty vertical in some of the newer ones, especially because the lots aren't very big, and that would certainly be one of the cons for somebody who wants a really big yard. You can get a yard in Fountain Square, but it's gonna be relatively small. So but that could also be a pro for somebody where they want a yard, but they don't want a tremendous amount to take care of. You know, it could be a nice balance for you. But you'll have several levels for your home. It'll be fairly vertical unless you get something that's relatively small in that 1,000 or 1,200 square foot range, and you can stay down it to the one level. But super old homes, where you can get some that are built around 1900 or so, and then all the way up to just built just this year and completed really in the last few weeks. So a wide variety. And as far as an opportunity is concerned in Fountain Square, it can be a little bit risky, I would say. It is up and coming, and you can find some really cool places, very, very nice, well-built, new construction homes, but right next door might be a complete teardown. So yeah, it can be a little bit risky down here. So if you were to purchase a home down here, then you kind of have to depend on that development to continue. And the way that it's gone here over the past 5 years, I would say that that's probably going to happen. The popularity of the place, the proximity to downtown, it's just too good, and people want that. People want to be close to downtown. There are people that want walkability, and they want some culture, and they want something a little different, a little bit funky. And Fountain Square definitely is a place that can give you a lot of those things. So check it out.